The Ukrainian military is gradually pushing Russian troops out of Kharkiv Oblast, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in his evening address on June 17th. Moscow launched a new offensive on May 10th in Kharkiv Oblast, where it reportedly managed to advance as far as 10 kilometers, 6 miles, before Ukraine halted the advance at the first line of defense. Our forces are gradually pushing Russian troops out of Kharkiv Oblast, and I thank every warrior and every unit for this, who are clearly fulfilling their tasks, including those who are also replenishing our prisoner exchange fund with Russian soldiers, Zelensky said after receiving reports from the military command. During a single month of the offensive in the northeastern oblast, Russian forces suffered around 4,000 troops killed or injured, according to the Ukrainian military. Russia still controls a handful of villages on 2 separate axes in Kharkiv Oblast, one near the Liptsy village and the other near the embattled town of Vovchansk. Russian troops are intensifying attacks in the border areas of Luhansk Oblast with the aim of capturing the village of Borova in neighboring Kharkiv Oblast, Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade said on June 18th. In a post on Telegram, the brigade said Moscow's forces are using tanks, FPV, first point view drones, and anti-aircraft missiles in an effort to advance, and also claimed they had deployed chemical weapons, without providing further details. The front line, in Kharkiv Oblast, bordering Luhansk Oblast, is today one of the most intense areas of the enemy's offensive, they wrote. The immediate task of the occupiers is to get to the villages of Chernyshyna and Pershotravniv, with the subsequent seizure of Borova. According to the crowdsourced Deep State Monitoring Service, Russia has amassed 10,000 troops as part of a shock fist to capture the village. Borova had been occupied by Russian forces in March 2022, but was liberated later that year during Ukraine's sweeping counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast. Both the 3rd Assault Brigade and Deep State reported that Russian forces were currently taking heavy losses, but were managing to replenish numbers. The enemy is throwing entire platoons and companies of personnel at the assaults of our positions, the 3rd Assault Brigade wrote. Their rapid liquidation is compensated by the replenishment of manpower in the amount of 250 to 400 soldiers of the armed forces of the Russian Federation every week. The brigade said it was managing to hold the front line despite the overwhelming number of the enemy and the lack of reserves. Ukraine's Prosecutor General Andriy Kostin on June 18th accused Russian forces of beheading a Ukrainian soldier in Donetsk Oblast, saying it was yet another war crime and part of a planned strategy by the Kremlin. In a post on social media, Kostin said his office had received information that Russian commanders had given orders not to capture Ukrainian servicemen, but instead to kill them with inhuman cruelty by beheading. His post was accompanied by a blurred picture showing a military vehicle with a severed head on the hood. And panic is growing between the occupiers in Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian Baba Yagas are now used by the enemy at night only for remote mining of all our front-line roads. This is usually done before an offensive. Russian blogger Rogozin on Zaporizhzhia direction. So it begins. Nikki Asia is reporting that Russia offers to sell a piece of its Far East to China. The land surrounding the Tumangan River will be sold so that China can widen the river for expanded commerce. Putin will likely then invest that money into destroying Ukraine. Captured Russian soldiers share why they went to the front lines. It's all about money to them, often to pay off debts. That's reason enough for them to go to another country and kill people.
Да. За деньги пошел? За деньги.
О чем? Плохо там живется, что вы все за деньги сюда придете.
Долги, ипотека.
А какая твоя цель была вообще подписывать контракт? Зачем ты это?
Контракт?
Да.
Я сам Саш, строительство, восстановление.
Да нет, я понял. А зачем? Денег заработать?
Да.
Подписывал контракт. Конкретно заработать денег.
Да.
Ты интересовался тем, что происходит вообще до того, как подписал этот контракт на этой войне? Интересовался?
Нет, так нет, что там не интересует. Ну, мне, видите, у меня денежные эти...
Финансовый интерес.
Да,
Я понимаю.
Я кредит как раз взял.
Я понял, что были финансовые трудности. А что за кредит такой взял?
Я бы как бы пошел, мне дали потребительский кредит, там 1,5 миллиона. А я вот, я дом строил, я вот и на дом вот этот весь, все, ну там канализацию сделал, там ванную, туалет, вот это все, ну, домашнее удобство, чтобы в деревянном доме, чтобы вот это.
Цель подписания контракта. Финансовая. Короче, ты поехал на войну, чтобы заработать бабку. Я ничего не придумал. Все. А что такие проблемы с деньгами? 24 года, 2 детей, несудимый. Ну. Мобилизованный контрактник.
Контрактник подписал 11 октября.
Добровольно, по собственному желанию,
Да,
никто не
добровольно.
заставлял. Мотив?
Не за денег.
Не разочаровались в своем выборе?
Разочаровался.
А, да. Почему?
Ну, потому что много погибло солдат с обоих сторон. Мирных жителей.
Мобилизованный контракт.
Контрактник.
Контракт подписал добровольно.
Добровольно.
Мотив?
Ну, заработки.
Заработать денег.
Ну да.
Заработал?
Ну, может, какая-то копейка упала, как бы я ее не видел.
Как ты считаешь, нормальный заработок?
Нет, я все это вот уже обдумал, и это было мое глупое решение.
Putin thinks most Russians earn 200,000 rubles a month, about $2,300. Russian Statistical Agency has the audacity to disagree with Putin and estimates that an average Russian earns a little over 50,000 rubles per month, less than 600. 2.4 million rubles a year is the income of the majority of Russian citizens, Putin assured. This is how he explained why the threshold of this very amount was chosen to increase the personal income tax rate from next year. 200,000 rubles is the average monthly amount Russian soldiers are promised when they sign a contract with the Russian army.
В целом, по расчетам Минфина, я не знаю, надо еще посмотреть, то по расчетам Минфина повышение НДФЛ, налоговой нагрузки на граждан, коснется не более чем 3,2% налогоплательщиков. Потому что 2,4 миллиона рублей в год – это доход основной части граждан Российской Федерации. Все, что выше, и повторяю, это будет не больше, чем 3, ну, это по подсчетам Минфина, 3,2% работающих.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.